Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to go over how to do a lunge. So if you are doing lunges and you're not sure if you're feeling it in the right place, I hope this video helps answer your questions. So when we're doing a lunge, we want to make sure that we are having the best optimal alignment when we are doing them. Now, there are different ways to feel your glutes more in a lunge versus your quads. So a typical lunge is a staggered stance position, and we are basically bending both of our knees as we lunge down towards the floor. Now, if we want to feel more quads, we want to be more upright when we're doing a lunge. If we want to feel more glutes, we want to have a slight lean forward from the hips as we lunge forward. Now, it's important to make sure that when we are, as an example, when we are upright, we want to make sure that our ribs are stacked over our pelvis. So this is for how to have a quad dominant lunge. So we want to make sure that we aren't arched. We want to make sure that we aren't severely tucked, but we want to be slightly in the middle so that our ribs and pelvis are stacked as we lunge down. Now we want to make sure that as this happens, our knees are lining up with our second toe as we lunge down, and then we come back up. So again, for the quad dominant strategy, number one, having an upright trunk. Number two, having our ribs stacked over our pelvis. Now, the second thing is, how do we get more of a glute dominant lunge? So that is same thing. Number one, make sure that we hinge forward from our hips. Now we want to make sure that we aren't collapsing forward with our spine or our back, but that we are hinging forward from our hips, keeping our ribs stacked over our pelvis. So the very easy thing to do is as we hinge forward, we tend to arch our back. So make sure you keep those ribs and those pelvis nice and stacked as you hinge forward from your hips, and then you're going to lunge down. So the first part again is the hinge forward. The second part is making sure your ribs and pelvis are stacked. So when you do this, you should be able to feel your glutes a little bit more working on the back of your left hip, and you'll feel less quads. When you stand up taller, you'll feel more quads working on the front leg. And again, if you lean forward, you'll feel more glutes working on that left leg. So I hope that video helps you out with how to do a lunge. Again, we always want to make sure that our knees are tracking with our second toes when we are doing the lunge to make sure that our feet, knees, and hips are all in good alignment from the sagittal plane. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below and I'd be glad to answer them.